Hello internet, what's happening? Today, we're looking at Dad Says My Girlfriend's Too Ugly. Yes, I've decided to come back once again and look at this weird channel with all their weird ass animation stories. I assume they steal these from Reddit, but like, I saw the title for this and I'm like, that's hilarious. I gotta see what this is about. So let's see what it's about.
Hey, I'm Robert, and I've always been very good looking. I'm not saying that to brag.
Robert, if a homeboy has to say that he's a smoking hot dude, unfortunately, I think I might have to say this, but you're an asshole.
It's just that every single girl in my high school wanted to date me. I was young, and of course, I chose the hottest girl.
Oh my god. Yeah, the hottest girl. She looks like a Wikipedia how to dye your hair pink person. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I absolutely butchered it. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going because, you know, FPS Diesel does it live.
Her name was Rebecca, and all I had to do was say hi to her. She immediately responded, "Oh my god, hey Robert." And a few hours later, I made out with her.
Robert, I'm sorry, but I think you might be an asshole. I don't know. I'm no doctor, but I think you might have that disease. The disease of, just chlamydia. It's because you're a hoe, Robert. You got chlamydia. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes.
Afterward, we dated for 2 weeks. But I didn't actually like Rebecca. All she did was gossip and trash talk her own friends.
Man, girls in high school, what do you know? They just say weird shit and talk about other people's problems.
At one point, I had enough and broke up with her. I could have found another gorgeous girl.
I don't know why, but I feel like that was a JoJo's reference. I'm not the only one who feels that, right? Like, this channel has, like, weird anime references in it all the time.
But I liked Elsa the most. She was my chemistry partner, and I simply enjoyed talking and hanging out with her. Was she pretty? Well, most people would have said no.
Okay, Robert, if you're like, yeah, I like this girl, but I know she's ugly, then here's the thing, Robert. You might not have it all in there for that girl. In fact, you might need to just re-examine your priorities because you're starting to sound like a certain somebody I did a 52-minute video on recently.
But I really didn't care. All I knew was that I wanted to spend more time with her. That's why I asked her out. I said, "Hey, do you want to go on a date with me this weekend?" She seemed very surprised and said, "You want to date me?"
Poor girl has such low self-esteem that when Robert, the hot guy, just decides to give her time of day, she's like, I have been blessed by God himself. So either Robert's hot or like he's just like the biggest asshole and he's just lying straight through his teeth to us. But I don't know. I assume that if you're a high school boy and you're telling everybody about how hot you are, you might be peaking in high school and you might become just my mechanic.
But then the news spread at our school. A lot of people asked me, "Why are you dating Elsa? Do you really think she's pretty?" Of course, I hated those questions because they made it sound like I was somehow out of her league.
Robert, you just spent the first half of this story telling us about how you're the most attractive man on the planet, and then you're gonna go here and be like, man, why do people think that I'm out of the league for Elsa? Maybe it's because that's all you've been doing for the entirety of this story. I'm just saying that you did it to yourself. You played yourself.
But then I introduced her to my dad and said, "Dad, this is Elsa. We have been dating for a few months now, and I wanted to introduce her to you." But instead of welcoming Elsa, my dad pointed at her and said, "I don't like you." We were both shocked.
I don't believe that. This story sounded believable, but I can't see a grown-ass old man being like, you're ugly. Girl, you look like you came out of the JCPenney's clearance section. Get the hell out of here with those fucking Justice ass pumps you got on. Like, get the hell out of here.
"Sir, can I ask why you don't like me?" And my dad responded, "I'm sure you are a nice girl, but my son is a 10, and you are a 4 at best."
Oh my god. Oh man. First of all, if you're like somebody's dad and you're like, my son is a 10 out of 10. First of all, I don't know why dad is rating people's attractiveness. That just shouldn't be happening. That's just weird.
Said, "My dad's opinion doesn't matter."
You're right, Robert. His opinion doesn't matter. But you seem to think very highly of yourself, so I wouldn't be surprised if Elsa feels a little self-conscious.
But then she asked me, "Do you think I'm pretty?" And I responded, "I don't think it matters whether you are pretty or not."
Robert, here's what you say. Yes, you are pretty. Oh my god. Robert was like, oh, tough question. Let me deflect this. Like, well, I don't want to say she's ugly, but you know, Elsa, I'm sorry. You might have gotten the bad end of the genetic stick. You know, you look like Elmer Fudd.
She was crying, but I responded, "Look, you are not the prettiest girl in the world. You either accept that or not. But I love you just the way you are, and there is nothing I enjoy more than spending time with you. Isn't that enough?"
I understand honesty, you know, that makes sense. It's important to be honest with your partner. But then there's like being honest, and then there's being like Stephen Molyneux, man, you've used up 97% of your eggs already, honest. You know what I mean? You might be ugly, but you know what? I can appreciate the fact that you have character. What other people see as ugly, I see as a blemish of beauty. Girl, you look like a walrus, but like, I don't know, I've seen walruses, they alright. Maybe Robert, you should be like, I enjoy spending time with you, and I want to be romantic. I hate this whole YouTube PG thing.
Finally, Elsa said, "Yes, I can live with that."
You know, Elsa, the red flags, they are here. I am sorry, but he literally just called you ugly. Like, there's no way to just get around that, but apparently Robert's going to explain some more stuff in detail to us. So please, go on, Robert, win me over with your award-winning personality and charming good looks.
I thought we had solved this problem. But the next day, my mean dad took my phone and wrote Elsa a message saying, "I'm sorry, you really, really aren't pretty enough for me."
Oh, God. That didn't happen. You were like, you know what, Elsa is kind of ugly. My dad's kind of right. Let me break up with her. And then he's like, oh, shit, I did something bad. I feel like an asshole. Robert, I think you might be experiencing what we in the business like to call empathy.
Insecurities only grew worse, and I missed the careless and fun times we had before. I hoped she would become her old self again. But then my dad took it to the next level. He said to me, "Either you're going to break up with Elsa, or I'm going to throw you out of my house when you turn 18. Well, my 18th birthday was only 1 month away.
Oh my God. There's no way. I love the absurdity of it. It's like, no son of mine is gonna date anybody I think is ugly. If you're dating an ugly one, you know what's happening to you? Out in the street, homeless. Bro, you got Fu Manchu. Don't be talking to your son about who he can date. Your mustache went out of style, like, what, 100 years ago? Fuck you.
Probably expect some kind of happy ending, and then I married Elsa to spite my dad. But that wasn't the case. I was only 18, and I really didn't want to be kicked out of my dad's home. Also, Elsa and I were just teenagers. What were the odds of us two staying together for the rest of our lives? They were pretty low. And that's why I told Elsa I wanted to break up with her.
Oh my God, you peer-pressured baby back rib bitch. I bet you when somebody tells you to do math, you just do it because you don't want to look like a loser, don't you? What am I saying? This isn't even a real person. This didn't happen. There's no way this happened. I can't believe that this actually did happen.
Of course, she said, "Oh, it's because I'm too ugly." And she was crying again. But this time, I was so annoyed of her that I only said, "No, it's because you are immature and insecure." Unfortunately, our breakup led to her having a small mental breakdown.
He who lives in a glass house should not throw stones or do nude yoga or whatever the fuck the saying is. Point of the matter is that Robert, you're looking in a mirror. It's you.
She didn't come to school for 2 weeks, and then a month later, she sent me a picture with her and some random good-looking guy making out. It looked gross, and she wrote, "I just wanted to let you know."
Hell yeah, Elsa. Queen, slay. Fuck Robert. Robert? I don't even have an insult.
Wow. I really hope she will fix her problems.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know this story is fake, but it's like this guy had less, like, his character development, like, went backwards. Like, instead of becoming a better person, he just became a worse person. Like, whoever wrote this was like, I want to write the worst person possible.
Because right now, she is behaving like a maniac.
Robert, honey. Robert. Stop it. Get some help. Hello, if you like the comedy and videos and things that I do here, you can subscribe to the channel down below, as well as hitting the bell, because YouTube doesn't understand what notifications are anymore. Anyway, while you're at it, maybe you could buy some merch. The old merch is going to stop being on sale January 11th, so get it while it's hot. It'll make a great Christmas gift for the FPS Diesel fan in your life. go ahead, do it. If you post a picture with it, I'll post it on my story. You know, I'd spread the love, whatever. Just buy the merch because I haven't made a single fucking dime from my social repose videos. Please help me. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go take my swearing butt and get demonetized somewhere else.